Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie as we begin our day. Our group is back together today. We welcome Julia. The girl has made it back. Greg, welcome.
I'm here.
Look, I got a lot of comparisons to you yesterday, Julia.
Okay.
How were you dressed?
Not I.
It must have been a wig. That's all I can say.
I'm listening.
Of another lady, not me.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You have been known in the Meridian area sometimes as the keeper of the gate. That mean woman that used to be downtown. Y'all ever heard that? There's somebody headed to the White House that they say is tough, and her name is Susie. Have you ever been compared to Susie before?
I don't. I'm sure privately I've been compared to a lot of things. No, I'm going to defend her though. Just she's a direct person that when she's doing a job, she just does her job, and it's not emotional.
Well,
and they sometimes say that makes you tough. Sometimes it's just doing your job, and I think that's just what she does.
There's a lot of comparison. They say the first time that Trump was in office, just basically anybody that dropped in, they would just let them go on into the Oval Office and chat with him. They said, ain't happening this time. This old girl's got the door, and you got to.
And it shouldn't.
And you got to have a real reason to get in there.
He needs to spend his time doing things he needs to spend his time doing, and that you need people between that or have been empowered to make decisions and have the authority to do so, to handle business, so that
things like that
they don't get bogged down in it.
There's a happy
That's
medium
a good thing.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I think the second time around, you probably learn how to run that office a little bit better.
Keep the door shut.
But she did run a good campaign. She was in charge of everything on the campaign trail and kept it going. So which affiliate was saying that he didn't do anything for women? Who was it? The Mavericks guy that owned the Mavericks?
I haven't heard that, but that's just not accurate.
And it wasn't.
Well,
Yeah.
he did a lot his first term. So, they couldn't say that because there was plenty of...
I think it was Mark Cuban that was saying he doesn't do anything for
Well,
women.
he's out of touch anyway.
I was actually speaking with somebody yesterday. We were discussing this. When you, I call it hiring an elected official, but you elect them.
Right.
But when you hire them, a lot of times in these executive spots, mayor, governor, and president, their ability to hire good people is the number one attribute that you should be looking at, because they can't run it. But it is the people, and I think that Trump's about to hire some really good people. I'm excited to watch.
Let me ask both of you, everybody in the room, about this. I don't know if you've seen the clip yet. Now, each one of us have probably been in a store in the last week at some point and purchased something. And we've noticed the steadily climb over the last 4 years. And I need y'all to take pictures, because when he went out of office, it was $1.68 for gasoline. Take a picture of it this morning as what it is now, and then what's coming. But the Morning Joe, that guy that does, is it NBC, one of those Morning Joe? I don't know what network it is.
I think that's CNN, isn't it?
Maybe so. I'm not sure. But he didn't know how much butter and things cost, where he was saying it was $3, and they go, no, it's $9. And he was at a loss for words, had no clue what things cost.
So far out of touch with the normal. And again, that's what I enjoyed about watching the election coverage, was them talking about middle class, the working people were mad. They were fed, and they showed up and they showed out. But there's so many people, they're so far out of touch with reality. They don't know how much a gallon of gas is because they had never bought. You know what I mean?
They got people to go buy.
Somebody drives them everywhere they go. They go to the kitchen and the cook has, the table is set. They don't know what butter is.
That's right.
Well, they send their wife, or the wife would send their husband. Y'all go grocery shop, come back. I don't care. I got money. Here, just go buy it, bring it back.
They just see that bottom line. They don't know what's, and that's what I mean. There's a reason that we all thought that it was going to be a lot closer race, but it wasn't close.
It wasn't.
And there's a reason that, we maintain Senate majority, and it looks like we're going to have the House, and there's more Republican governors than there are Democrat governors. And it's because the people are tired, and it's got to be demoralizing to that single mother that's making a decision to buy this or that to hear that people are getting sex changes that are incarcerated.
And they're having to pay
I mean,
for it.
that's and that is what the Democrats, I think, missed in this election, is they are out of complete touch with the people, and that they are suffering, and it's very expensive to live in the United States right now.
And again, it doesn't matter. I mentioned this morning about how people get into, well, this group is Asian American. We need to stop all that and just call each other Americans.
Yeah. If you're here legally, you're an American.
Yeah.
Now, that's my opinion. I don't care what color you are, how tall you are, how wide you are. If you're here legally, you're an American.
And I forget what network done a survey. This is what brought that on in my mind, because I sat here this morning. It was 3:15. As I scratched my head and I looked at it, I thought, why would you even ask that? They did a survey to ask Americans who their favorite Asian American actor was. And why not just ask who your favorite actor is? Mm-hmm. Why did you have to do that? Mm-hmm. It just, they cross lines.
Because where there's no division, they will cause some. And that's just the truth. The last thing they want is for us to get along.
They don't want harmony.
And work together.
But I will say, Trump did better in every ethnic background than he did in 2020 or 2016. So I think it's happening naturally, whether
and
they want it to or not.
You just made a very good point. As folks, I stand in every portion, every type place in Meridian, Mississippi. At some point during the day, I'm going to pass through every class of people there is in Meridian. Whether it's the richer neighborhood, the medium class, the poor neighborhoods, I stand in all of these. And I'm told locally every day, I'm not happy with the way the direction Meridian is going. It's bar none. It doesn't matter how much money you make, how little you make, what race you are. I am told that non-stop as I stand on street corners and talk to people. It doesn't matter. Meridian is just like the nation. Mm-hmm. And I think a change. Who was it? What's his name that had that great song? Sam Cooke. A change is coming.
I think, I believe certainly that you're correct. I think that in every socioeconomic background that they don't feel like they got better.
And I got an email from. And let me say, I got an email from the mayor's office last night. Said that you have made a mistake, and I thought, whoa, let me read this. And I clarified this when I said it that day. A few weeks ago, the mayor gave interviews to other media in town. I was not invited, and I said that morning it is not a press conference. And I said it that morning, it was not a press conference. What happened was one person called and got an interview. Then the mayor's office, some in there, I was told by other media, were called and said, hey, he's doing an interview here. Would you like to come get one? I was not called like the other media. I never said it was a press conference and I wasn't invited. I said I was not invited to an interview.
Right.
Now,
and they have full right to not invite you to an interview.
Right.
That's the difference between an interview and a press conference.
And that's what happened. I wanted to clarify that. And I returned the message with, please go back and listen to what I said. So I'm saying it again this morning so the mayor's office will hear that. I would have probably asked tougher questions. What you been doing the last 4 years? How come all of a sudden we're getting emails stating there was robberies when I'm the only one that's been covered it for the last... Oh, because crime is a concern now, all of a sudden, when you realize it's about over. The people are about to speak. That's coming. Whether you like that or not, whether you like me or not at City Hall, the people are going to vote. And you're voted on what you've done, not what Scotty Ray has done, what you have done. Remember that. I have not done anything. I remember sitting down.
If you would just quit picking on them.
I know. I went to a press conference that was called with the media at the police station. As we sat down, it was supposed to be a unity meeting to where the police department would work better. As soon as we sat down, it was worded, and I'd have to go back. They've got it videoed. But the police chief worded it as, well, you've made us look bad. We need to work together. No, I didn't ask a question. There was no use. That's the way it is. Voting is coming. It'll change all of that. Is it April that when we have our first one? Okay. And then after that, we'll have the actual... I've heard surveys are not looking good for those that are in office.
I've heard about a poll.
I have too. Where it was conducted to where We've got one person running at 40%. Is that maybe higher?
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen it myself, but
incumbents running at 12, 14, maybe at most 15% in office, and other candidates running at
there's
40.
a lot of race to win or to run, and there's a lot of there's a lot of unknowns in the municipal elections. But it's I like to wait for an election to be over, and we're not done with this one because we all have to go back Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Because the Mississippi Supreme Court is up for a runoff, and that is an 8-year term, and you want to talk about something that will affect your day-to-day with one decision. So
and you need somebody that has the age to last 8 years.
We'll be back to the polls Tuesday before Thanksgiving, but then after that, then we're going to be looking January is qualifying, and that's when we'll see who is going to run for what in the city of Meridian.
As we talk about Jennifer in that election, did you see how Lauderdale County itself voted for her? Overwhelmingly.
I mean, she spent a lot of time here, and that's good. We like it when statewide or this is a district, when they're spending time here, because that means they're going to pay attention to, they think it's an important area.
And I spoke with Michael Guest this week. He was at the Riley Center. Me and him sat and talked for 30, 40 minutes of the afternoon. He's paying a lot of attention to Meridian here lately.
Well, absentee was a big thing all the way around with this presidential race and all that. And it needs to continue. 2 days before Turkey Day, there's a lot of people going out of town.
A lot of people going to be out of town.
And if you're going out of town or you have a lot of family coming in and you're cooking and you don't have time to vote, absentee vote. This is a very, very important
And I think
election.
people need to realize how important this is. Because like Julia said, this is 8 years, people.
Yeah.
It's a long time. And their decisions affect your day-to-day life. That's very important. And I think it'll probably be overlooked by a lot. That ain't you know what I'm saying?
It will. Because
I got family coming in, and I got to do this, and I got to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the who's and what's, but boy, that's not a real good time.
And the absentee, you can do that. You got to go get it notarized and stuff like that. I'm telling you, you walk into Miss Donna Jill's office.
Didn't she give cookies for coming in early?
She's never given me a cookie.
Well,
I'm not going in there with you.
No comment.
But I mean, you go in there and it does not take 5 minutes.
It does.
I mean, and with there just being one thing on the ballot, you're going to be in and out of there, and it's a lot easier on them. They've already got it up there, and it's a lot easier process. So I would encourage you to do that, and that'll be, I don't know the exact dates. They'll open that up pretty soon. You'll be able to do that certainly the week before and the Saturday before that runoff.
Coming up, we're going to tell you about someone shot in Lauderdale County last night. Oh, it happened in the West Lauderdale area. We got details coming up next.
Come see us at Kia Meridian, where we have the best deals in town. We have 0% for 48 months on remaining 2024 Kia Sorrentos and Kia Sportages. Come see us. We're putting dreams in driveways.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. Welcome back. I'm getting pictures of something I'm going to have to investigate in over here. What y'all doing on your side of the room? Anything good?
She's over here playing on her phone as usual.
He's not behaving.
I'm always well behaved.
They make fun of my clothes every time I come in here.
Well,
and when you wear the same shirt every day.
Well, I think you were
colors.
presented a uniform last week.
Yep.
And I would assume that you would wear it to work. And that's another, I'm just saying.
Fishing shirts should be worn fishing.
But it's Friday and it's red.
Okay, well.
We just say it.
I'm going to work on it. I'm going to do better. I'm
Here
not.
we go. This is what happened last night. Shots rang out. Actually, the county had been there several times. Disturbance, I think, has all kind of started, and they left the scene and had to return.
You need to stretch Ward's little self
Yeah,
out.
I need
You're
to make
making
you-
him look a little. You didn't. That's not fair.
He's put 200 pounds on
No,
since he
he
was
is
elected,
not.
according to that picture he has.
Poor Sheriff. He doesn't look like that.
He
You got-
adds 10 pounds.
It all
He
fair.
looks like rerun.
Stop.
You need to do a little better with your photos there, Scotty Ray.
We'll work on that.
Stretch him out.
I got a skinnier award that I should have used there.
Well, if you notice, I mean, he is
Like Elvis.
he's a skinny guy. You kind of got him looking like Fat Albert.
All right, Ward, we'll fix your picture here in a little bit. We'll fix that. I didn't even realize
I was
that.
looking, I was like, who is that? I was like, oh.
I was thinking to myself, boy, if you met him in the hall, that picture, you'd be just as easy to go over as around.
Oh, boy. As Ward
man.
tells us, at 9:18 p.m. last night, 911 received a call of a disturbance. At least one person shooting a gun. It was in the 8300 block of Oak Tibby. Deputies responded to it in the same area of a now loud noise complaint. Upon arrival, they found one person. They were detained, and Metro responded. Another male was taken to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. It's nothing serious. No one's going to die or anything like that, but somebody shot just the same there. It got, whatever was going on got out of hand, so to speak, in that area.
Yeah, you can say. That's usually what happens on that one, ain't it?
Yeah, but I got to say something. I know I'm old, hush, Julia, but
Yeah.
you know, we used to didn't think nothing out in the country. You heard a gunshot. Nobody ever even quit watching Walter Cronkite.
No. Yeah.
I mean, how many you walked around with a headlight at night shooting rabbits or something? Nobody, you didn't call every time you heard a gun.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It
That's
was
why you
every
moved to the
night.
county.
Yeah, exactly. Well, back then, you know, we had dirt roads, and you'd ride around and you'd get out and shoot
Shoot a
a
can.
tree or something, shoot a can. Nobody thought any. And now, oh my Lord, hide the kids, get the dog. There's a gunshot.
But you know why?
Because now we had like moles, couth, and shit, stuff like that.
Because they might be shooting at a tree, but they're not going to hit it.
Right? Yeah, no joke.
As we look at that, also want to put this out there. If you work on 14th Street and you've worked a double shift, hadn't been to your car yet, go outside and get somebody check on it.
Oh no.
They get a little ring of them.
We had some car burglaries happening overnight, and this would be up by Rush Hospital in the parking
That's
lot.
sad. You
hate
go
that.
to work, you bust your butt all night
Yeah.
working,
Or
and you
worse,
come
you're
out.
there with the
yeah, or
loved
you got
one.
somebody in ICU, and you come out, and somebody's busted the window. That has got to change, and I'm gonna get on another little box here.
Okay.
Same way, Meridian has always been known for the stopping off place, all the motels, the hotels, the eating establishments. Every morning we hear where they've hit these cars in these motels.
Yep.
I got news for you people. If that don't stop, the word spreads, and people are going to quit stopping here, spending money, spending the night, fueling up, getting food. I mean,
They just go when they see the Meridian exit, going to get a little faster.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
It happens.
I know.
you know, there's motels, hotels on every corner, and at dusk, dark, they'll be full. You know, you're right. You come through here during the day, and you go, "Wow, Lord, that's a lot of hotels and motels."
I'm not a law enforcement person. I just feel like surely we can work with the county and the city and hit them real hard for a couple of weeks and catch those guys. It's the same people doing it. I mean, it's not like new.
It's not random. Hey, let's
Yeah.
go break in a car.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's do a setup with a dummy car.
Yeah, and let's get.
Would you
get
sit in the car if we put it there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm crazy enough to.
Oh, I know you would. That's
Absolutely.
why I said that. I think everybody in this room would be a
Be
part of it.
dealing with a broom? What are you talking about?
I would.
but I mean that's
And
got
hold 'em until Fat Ward got there.
Ask Tyler.
That's got to stop. I mean, honestly, if you want to improve the
Yeah.
image of Meridian, let's get some of these auto burglaries.
It's the broken window effect. It's not a huge crime.
Right.
It's not a violent crime, but I mean, you've got to stop it. Then it grows into other crime, makes it okay.
You know, you just
Yeah.
brought up the broken window theory. And y'all go read that, and it's not very long, and it's not a hard read, but it tells you and explains to you exactly what goes on in the
I don't know this book.
It's it's been a long time
It's
since
a
I read
theory.
it.
It's not really
but
a
it was
book.
really
It's a
in New
theory.
York in like the 80s or 90s, and they did this. But it was that you cannot just let things like a broken window go.
it leads to something
That it leads
else.
into society. You know, feels like
If Greg
this is
broke that-
okay. It's small, or they're not going to do anything.
Well, it's kind of
you've
like
got-
Andy Griffith when Opie broke. No, the boys, the guy
Yeah.
coming through town, he's gonna pay his own way. You
Well,
know?
if Scotty Ray owns
can't
the
let the
building
small
and you
stuff
break a
go
window
because it's small.
and Scotty Ray doesn't fix the window, and then you break another one, and Scotty Ray doesn't fix the window,
then you got-
and you break another one, you're being told inside that nobody cares about that building. So you go to the next one and you break a window.
And you go in
if
the next time.
And if nobody repairs it,
And then you get the
nobody's looking,
copper out of the
nobody's
building the
paying.
next thing you know.
And then that's when you have homeless living in it. If you've got to
Nip
it
it.
goes back to vacant buildings. You've got to put somebody in these vacant buildings, and it's the owners, not the government, that can do that.
Julia,
But,
this will fall under you because you know more about it than I do. And I took pictures of it, and I don't have them handy. They're in my phone over here, so I can't do it. Is it called beggar lice, Greg? Tell me if I'm right on this. Beggar lice when you get out and it's stuck to your
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Last week, I went downtown, and folks, I travel Meridian every street. There ain't a corner that Tahoe don't cross at some point during the week. It's everywhere. Uses a lot of gas, and it's bumpy, and it's about wore out, but that's not the fact. But last Saturday morning, I got out to go to Earth's Bounty. I parked around the corner, and as I walked down the sidewalk, well, it was beggar lice hitting my britches. The grass along the sidewalk was up to my knee, and I'm 6 foot tall. It was scrubbing my knees as I walked down through there, and I thought,
You don't think it was like a decorative grass? Like
No, no. It was
just
over-
grass not cut.
the grass was not cut. And as I drive around, I see this everywhere. And I'm not blaming the city. I
Yeah.
don't want anybody to think
Yeah.
this. What I'm asking is, I don't know who's responsible for sidewalks, whether it's the landowner or the city, but we got to take pride, because just as we're talking about broken windows, y'all think about it as you're traveling, you pull over to go to the restroom.
Does that make you want to stop?
Yeah.
Honestly.
And downtown has struggled with flower beds and garbage and how and who and what. And I will say that it is really, there's some really great downtown businesses that are doing some really fun stuff. When you go down 22nd Avenue and then off some of those sides, then they've taken it upon themselves. The city does a good job. You know, it's not always perfect, but manageable. I mean, but
I think the
there's
city's
great,
responsible for the sidewalk
absolutely.
and the trees
And the
buried
beds.
in the middle of it.
Yeah, the beds.
But on the outside between the sidewalk and the building, I believe that's the business owners.
Right.
And
I ain't got a
I would
clue.
want mine to look good.
Yeah.
Whether it was a city responsibility
Right.
or not, I would take pride.
And the
in
city does their part of it, but then a lot of times you're seeing the individual business owner saying, "I want mine to look a lot nicer than that," and they just are doing it themselves.
Exactly.
Any street corner off of B Street, and you're going to go, that white church
Yeah.
down there, have y'all, oh my heavens, it looks like Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
And I will say, code enforcement, it is a process. When somebody is out of compliance, it is not, you can't just go and cut their grass and send them a bill for it. It is, you got to notify them. They get a chance to respond. There's a process that they go through. So
Too much red
that
tape.
property,
It is a
but
lot
it
of
is,
red tape.
it's just, that's what the city has to deal with. And so you
again,
never know, they may be in that process to deal with that property.
And again, I want everybody to know I was not blaming the city on
Yeah.
that. I'm just saying we need to, wherever it is, as a city,
Take-
it needs
clean
to
up.
take pride in our town, because people going to quit coming.
What was the Amy Tuck commercial? Not My Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know, and we just
I ain't your
need
mama.
I ain't your mama. Everybody
Yeah.
needs to clean up your yard and clean up your business and take some pride in it.
And if your neighbor is elderly, clean up their yard.
That's not a
too.
government- that is
You
not
know
a
what I'm
government
saying?
responsibility.
Help somebody
That's
else.
exactly
Simple
right.
things.
And we're getting away from that
Yeah.
personal responsibility to, isn't the government supposed to take
No.
care of
But then they fuss about taxes going up, this going up, that going up, but they want more and more government.
Why did my trash bill go up? Because you demanded more from the government to give you a place to dump
trash
your
is an enterprise fund. That's what it costs.
Yeah.
You know,
instead of loading
the
it up
city
once
just
a year and taking it to a dump, now
Yeah.
you want the county to do it for you, but you get mad when you got to pay for it.
Well, the enterprise fund, that's what city, water and garbage, all that, the city and the county, they just put that money together for all of us and do the contract. But they can't, it's got to go to who is using it. So that's what it costs. It's not diverted elsewhere.
Right.
That's
You
what it
got-
costs
that
to pick up your
fund
trash.
Is used to pay for it.
But with that being said, I'm also, because for years I was in wildland fire, and I got to say that the garbage situation at this time is better than it's been in years. We don't have the dumping like we did. Not that
With
it
the
don't,
Dipsy dumpsters
Not
everywhere.
that we
I
don't
miss my
still have
Dipsy
it,
dumpster,
but I'm
but-
used to every curve and every dirt road, somebody done backed up and dumped something.
The county's done a good
So
job.
the
in
county has
enforcement.
really done better. Again, Oscar
Daniel
has done
Mabry
great.
has
Yes.
stepped up and done a phenomenal job.
And I gotta
when it
say,
comes to
our
that.
roadsides as a whole, I'm still got people littering and all that. I'm not saying it's perfect, but we talking about what's wrong. I'm gonna talk about what's right. Things, our illegal dumping is a lot better than it used to be.
But that's the broken glass effect. Something's being done about it, so people stop doing it.
Yeah.
Because there's a concern.
Since we've been talking, I accidentally happened to find a picture of where I walked through. And let me share this. This is just a prime example of what we're doing here.
Oh my Lord!
Okay, well that's not.
Whose backyard was you in?
Yeah, that's the city sidewalk. And from there to the train station, it's just as bad.
All right, I'm not going to say the name of the business, but I think I know where that's
I know
at.
right where that's
know.
at.
And I think that they plant stuff there. That's not. I mean,
Well, it's on the other side of the street too.
but I think it's in the transitional stage. It usually looks pretty the way they have
Well,
it.
that
what they
kind of
plant
helps
there.
what they have inside. Is
But I will
what's up and
also
down
say
that
that
So-
Begalice is high in nutrition for deer. A lot of people
They
actually.
just like you.
We don't want them downtown.
So they may be baiting them, you know.
well, let me. Show
He
you
was
this.
probably hunting, is what it was, and got them
Well,
off.
let's just show this
Baited
picture.
field.
Let me show you this picture.
That's where you got
Okay.
the Begalice from.
That's not much better either. But that's on
Yeah.
each side of that sidewalk.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's responsible for this, but as you
Well,
pull
on
in,
the right side is going to be that property
Yeah.
owner,
Who's
and on
this?
the left side is going to be, I would say,
I'd
be
say
the
that would
city.
be city right away.
Yeah.
But now, when it comes down to it, who's responsible for cutting that grass?
Well, and that's the
owner.
thing is the property
landowner.
owner should.
landowner.
That's what happens most of the time, as it
Yeah.
should. Is when they're cutting their grass, they run that
It's
little
one
strip.
strip.
Yeah.
Don't be that
So,
person.
Yeah. So I do think that. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a property owner and they're neglectful of their property. From that, I've seen a lot worse.
yeah, I'm just saying we need to do a little better. Is all
Somebody
I'm
said put a tree stand up on 8th Street.
We'll be right back as we travel along this morning at the Scotty Ray Report. The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low mileage cars and trucks. How about a 2022 Jeep Wrangler or a 2021 Honda Ridgeline Sport with only 40,000 miles? A GMC Denali or a 2024 Silverado 2500? Drop in today and find the car that you're looking for. They're packed with low mileage cars and trucks.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty. Hey, a little change for everybody. We want you to be 10 a.m. today. A little difference here as we pull this up. Neshoba County, all that road work that's been going on there, it's going to be changing there today at 10 a.m. MDOT on the scene there as they'll open up that new stretch of 4-lane headed into Philadelphia.
From House up to Philadelphia,
Yeah.
isn't it? Right there.
So,
Allergic to him.
Yeah, she's having
Greg makes me
one of them allergic reactions.
bless you there. It's tough because you can feel those sneezes coming on. It's just this is
Especially a
live.
sneeze
and
on
it
him.
just happens
Yeah.
that way. Hey, I want to say thank you, Julia, for the invite to your home there. It was so
Yeah.
kind of you to invite us over.
We had a good time.
I didn't know anything about it.
You were such a liar. He didn't
I
come.
got the wrong address.
Oh, she gave you a different
sent
one?
me the wrong. I went to the wrong house.
We've done that for, I guess this is our third presidential election. We do it for the Republican Executive Committee, to come by, and then we just start inviting people. And
One thing that I noticed about your
good.
party was it was people on all sides.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. It was Democrats, Republicans.
Percy showed up.
He was
Mary
there.
Larry Gill showed up. It was great. Now the food was phenomenal.
I cooked all of it.
I know you did.
Somebody told me there was a Weidman's truck in your yard. But I ain't trying to spread rumors or nothing.
I can cook. I just
Didn't do it that night.
a lot of people come in and out of my house that night, and I don't need to do the food, so they do a great job.
Well, your neighbors let everybody park in their
They're
yards,
sweet.
too.
They're
very
a lot
nice.
of them were there, but yeah.
Only,
We
I didn't
take
get
over
hit
the
walking
street,
through-
yeah.
Have you thought about golf cart service next time?
Well, no, we've done that in the past, and people didn't use it. They just parked on their own. So we would have them park at the tennis court, and then we'd go get them. But only like 2 people would do it, and so we
Yeah.
just were like, well, because
Then somebody's gotta
everybody
drive
wants
the
their
car.
car right there, so they'll just do the
In case
creative
they have to do a
parking.
quick getaway.
Yeah, like Scotty Ray.
Actually, I did. I had to leave the scene like twice, and then I thought there's no reason to go back. And I have to say thank you to your mother-in-law.
My mother-in-law
She
did a
was-
ride along with Scotty Ray,
Oh, my
and she
Lord.
was really
She might not
excited
do
about
anymore.
it.
She was my flashlight holder, told me where to turn, and we got lost.
She's funny. She had a good time.
In the Tahoe.
In
Yeah.
the Tahoe. We
Yeah.
I didn't know it could take that long to get to 8th Street, but leave it to me in the dark. She said, "You're going the wrong way." Well, what do I need to do? I don't know.
Turn around.
I'm not from here.
She's funny.
But it was fun. We did get to go to several locations there that night.
Yeah.
Let me say, I need to go to Clarkdale. I need to say good morning to some little girls this morning that I met last night. I was at the scene of a wreck out on Marion Lysia Road, where Old Country Club bumps into it. And I just got done with my flashlight shining the scene, and I heard some little girls in the background talking. I walked over.
They seen it from Clarkdale. Have you seen his flashlight? Yeah.
These were the
Backlight.
sweetest.
They're sweet.
Madeline, Savannah, and Callie Anderson. They go to Clarkdale, and they were just so tickled and so sweet. And they'd been to gym class last night, and it was so sweet. I mean, I know the red lights are bright there as we were taking the pictures, but sweet, sweet little girls.
I love Scotty Ray. Hey, Scotty Ray.
Yeah, that's all you hear.
Listen at that. And then let me show you where we were last night of what was going on. We didn't had a car flipped, like up in the air and this kind of thing, and it landed back on sort of almost all fours.
I feel like this is when you're going to say can't park there.
Yeah.
It's coming. Let's pull this on here as we go. Look how bright that flashlight is, y'all.
Yeah, you can't park there.
It
Ooh, that looked like your old truck, didn't it?
yeah, I had one of them. It see the skid marks across the hood there? It just kind of skidded down the road before it ended up there.
Oh,
There's some
boy.
skid mark.
But you can't buff that out.
No, that ain't going to rub out.
So had a lot of people there, law enforcement, high law enforcement, scene presence, Metro, and someone might have been detained after that.
Can't do that.
Those things happen there. We also, Newton County, I don't know the outcome of this, but I do know that there was a wreck yesterday morning, and it's almost hidden.
Oh,
Look at
gosh.
that.
Yeah, you got to look real good to
What?
find it.
You can't hunt right there.
Not in that kind of stand, anyway.
Man, let's talk about Newton County. They've been busy. We've seen them in Meridian the last few days here. Haven't we?
Hey, but Jody has vehicle will travel.
You got that right.
He done arrested about 13 people.
Good grief.
And he can do that before breakfast.
They have these two fellows right here that they're still looking for. If you happen to know where they are, Jeffrey and Derek, they got a place for you. They'd really like to hook up with you.
You can run, but you can't hide.
That's right.
Yeah.
Newton County taking it by storm. They called it a roundup, I believe.
I like that.
Yeah, and it done well.
Yeah.
A bunch of folks got to come over and visit. Let's see here. I know I got into an argument. No, let me back that up. It was not an argument.
No, not you. It's a discussion.
A city official a few months ago had a discussion with me over what to call these things where the road falls through. And he goes,
We talked about this, and this sinkhole versus what.
Cave in.
Yeah.
That's
so
bigger now.
I don't feel like I got caught off guard last time, and I didn't get to fully. The IHOP situation, that was a pipe that got
was a pipe.
perforated and sandwiched in. That is not a sinkhole.
But here's the
But,
difference.
That's a pipe caving in.
No,
A
no.
sinkhole is a natural.
But let me just correct you before you go any further.
Okay.
I understand
All right.
on a definition if you go to
Right.
Webster. average Joe American
You're
drives by and there's a
explaining
hole in the
it, but-
ground,
Yeah. No,
that's a sinkhole.
Those in Rio Linda need
Let
to
me
know
ask you
sinkhole.
something though. If you hit your thumb with a hammer, and then we call it a smack, a hit, a slam, whatever. At the end of the day, your thumb hurts.
That's right.
The road is still messed
No,
up.
I get
We can
it.
call it anything you want to call it, but the road is still messed up.
So for the IHOP situation, because I think that's what you got in that's the sinkhole that everybody thinks about. That's everybody
swallowed
says that's
8
not a
cars.
sinkhole.
I was
It is.
parked there 4
I
hours
did.
before that happened, and the sidewalk had kicked up 4 inches when I come out. And I thought, boy, that's a crappy job pouring concrete. Little did I know that it was going to all fall in. And I wish I'd have left.
But
my
it made
vehicle
it made
sitting there.
me feel better that it wasn't just a freak natural occurrence.
Right,
that there
yeah.
was something done during construction that caused that.
Yeah.
That's not. It wasn't.
That you could pinpoint the cause.
It's not just the ground's not just swallowing people up. It's something happened and there's
And
a malfunction.
As old as our streets are and our piping, our infrastructure, things like this is going to happen. And I don't know.
Yes.
And again, I'm not out trying to take up for nobody because there's been some rocks thrown and stuff this morning, but I don't know how you'd prevent it. You know what I'm saying? Our infrastructure is, 80 years old?
Plus, I mean,
sewer and water?
Plus.
Yeah.
And yes, IHOP is still open. Somebody
Yeah.
asked that. Yes, that's still open.
And that's the thing. Things like that happen. You get out there, you fix them, and you get everybody back to moving.
And with that being said, I got to say hats off too. Thank you so much for around the hospitals, the repaving project.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it is so much smoother.
Especially when you're having to be transported there. It's a
Yes.
smooth-
Oh, yeah. If you didn't need orthopedics, you did when you got there, and it's a whole lot smoother now. Thank you.
IHOP and IHole.
And I didn't put this in the picture as I pulled this up. The police officer there. If I were to pan the camera to the left there's a little eating place there called Lucille's, and I'm told that Lucille's is a great place to go get a hamburger. And I haven't tried it, but all the folks were telling me great.
we need to
hamburger.
load up
If
and
they
I
got a
had no
hamburger,
idea.
we'll go. Yeah.
Now, is that off of 29th?
5th Street and 43rd,
Okay,
right there
never
at
mind.
the
That
stop
ain't
sign.
where I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah. But they say it's great food. I just haven't tried it. So we got more on the way. We're going to take a little test these two here in just a moment. We got a lot of local news to cover. It's all on the way here at the Scotty Ray Report. The selection is all. As the seasons change, so do your clothes. And Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve. Also Hulk shirts. And America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need to keep you dry in those wet conditions. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. Welcome back. Let me bring this up. I remember seeing this falls under Miss Politics over here.
I'm not.
You are our go-to politics person.
I'm not qualified for this job, but I guess, I'm looking at the room. You don't have to be.
Oh,
Wow. Well, that
deserve
was one
that.
of you, wasn't
Look,
it?
I run into your viewers all the time, and they all feel sorry for me.
Do they?
They appreciated that. Anyways, what you got?
Let's go to Iowa. The
Okay.
lady that predicted that Donald Trump was going to lose is not. She got it all wrong.
Is this the cookie lady?
No,
or the,
no. This is the
okay.
woman, the Iowa straw poll that said that Donald was losing, and it was a Republican state forever.
Yeah.
She announced it wrong in her poll there at the minute, and even the Vegas odds dropped for a little bit. She is now saying that her prediction made Republicans get out and vote, and she was not wrong.
She's the reason.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, there's that lady
Send her a
that went
fruit
to
basket.
bought that champagne, and the video came out with her telling the guy behind the counter, well, I voted for Kamala, and my champagne is for our win tonight. And he just kind of smirked, and she goes, "Oh, well, I can tell who you vote for." And he said, "Well, we've got our own." Well, you wasted your vote. And I mean, she went on and on and on. And I'm leaving smiling where I can crack this open tonight. And this fella never said a word. Just kind of, well, okay, here, pay me for your bottle. Who got the last laugh?
I've learned that you say okay. Okay.
Just go. There's no sense in arguing about it.
And the other guy, and this guy, what's his name? James Carville, who has been one of these that's this big with this since '84. Only missed
Same haircut as Greg. No.
He had a huge meltdown and is not accepting that he got it wrong. He got it wrong, but he ain't liking it none too much. What it means in reality is moving forward, no one's going to listen to him.
Well, think about how that groundhog.
People are going to listen to him when if they say what they want.
Phil, I mean, he don't ever get it right either. Don't worry about it, buddy.
What was that, Jimmy Kimmel that cried on TV?
Yeah.
I hope he does. All over the
Carville
employment
lives in
office,
Mississippi.
but that's just my opinion.
He's not one of
In
my
Bay
favorites.
St. Louis, I think.
Just say that again now?
I think James Carville lives in Bay St. Louis. Somebody can back me up. I know he's got a house there or whatever. He's got some Mississippi connections.
Huh. I did not know that. All right, let's turn back to time, the hands of time, and let's go back to 1887.
Back when Greg had hair.
That's right. Flowing hair.
She's been waiting a week to use that.
What was the version of Tombstone that had Kurt Russell in it? There was two different versions, and the version that had
The one with Kurt in it.
the Kurt, I liked it. And I remember him sitting next to a bed with his friend there, and he goes, "Well, I got lots of friends." And Doc leans up and goes,
I don't.
"What did he say, Greg?"
He said, I don't.
That's right. Boy, and that's a strong. Y'all ever thought about that? The friend that you're friend to really could be the only friend they have in the world, and you just don't know. It would be today that Doc Holliday would pass away, as Kurt Russell kind of lived that moment there with him as he was passing away. And that was his only true friend. I'll be your
Didn't
Huckleberry.
he spend like the last few months in some room? And
Sanitarium, Texas, wasn't it?
I thought it was Colorado.
Tuberculosis.
May have been Colorado
I think it's
for
Colorado.
the air.
Yeah, because it's supposed to help him be able to breathe.
Is there any truth to that? Or is that just what people believed in the old
I don't know
days?
when you didn't. I mean, you just were trying something good.
I know they took the mother
Anything
off of the
that-
Waltons to Arizona, remember?
Yeah, sure did.
I mean, it makes sense if you've been in a smoggy city and you go to a dusty area and you go
I've
to
often-
mountain air,
and
that you'd be able to breathe better.
Refreshing. I've
Yeah.
often thought about this lady because she was just basically somebody that pretended to write on the side, and she come up with this idea and she wrote it down, put it to a book, and she gave it to somebody, and they said, "I don't know about all of that." And the next thing you know, it is world renowned. It is the movie of all movies. She was born in 1900 today. It would be one of the best novels that.
Gone with the Wind.
There you go. Think of that
Why
title.
are you saying it?
Because the only
But they even think about that of coming up with the title of that book, Gone with the Wind. Wow.
wow.
Captain Rhett Butler. I
Going
think
with
we
the
all
Wind
like
is
him.
getting up there with what's her name from Dukes of Hazzard that y'all talk about all the
Catherine
time.
Daisy Duke.
Daisy Duke.
You bring up Gone with the Wind almost as much as you do Daisy Duke.
Man.
If you were wondering.
Yeah, but
I had a moment with, that Daisy moment. I don't know if y'all follow that. There's a Daisy moment every morning that's sent out, and you should join that little page.
Yeah.
It's good. It was. Why are you looking at me like that?
I mean,
now Gone
Would you
with
get
the
a
Wind is
picture of her every day?
Yeah, it pops up a little picture of Daisy by the Jeep some days, and some days she's even over by the yellow Charger.
The yellow
Is it
Charger.
always the original Daisy, or they
Yes.
mix it up sometimes?
Oh, no, we can't mix that up.
Okay.
There ain't no double for that.
There was an imposter in that other movie where she said something bounced up in my undercarriage.
Y'all just send those to each other.
Is that the group that gets those every morning? They're just texting back and forth.
1913, this little girl would be born, and she would become the starlet of Alfalfa's Eye.
Darla.
Darla was born
Oh,
today.
look at that's sweet.
That was a great show there.
Yeah.
'Cause
Darla.
I wish, Greg, I don't know if you could even sing it. I'm in the mood for love. You remember that when he would
No, I
take
saw
his
it.
hat off?
I'm sorry.
I can sing about as good as Alfalfa can.
Yeah, I'm awful as well
They
as
said,
that.
don't take your
And they
hat
got
off.
the same haircut.
That's why I got a hat. It was sticking up in the back.
Imagine that.
As we go to 1920, this Norman Lear would produce this show. He done so many shows during the 70s, but he would focus on a family that was, it reminds me of Elvis's song in the Ghetto that was struggling to make it in Detroit. I think it was. It could have
Good
been Chicago.
times.
Which one?
Good
That's
Times.
it. Esther Roll.
Dynamite.
Was it Detroit or was it Chicago?
I thought it was,
thought it was
Chicago.
Chicago. But, it followed their everyday life and the struggles that they went through of trying to make it.
And a man trying to raise, a man being a man of the house.
Yep.
And trying to raise some children.
And he'd whoop JJ if JJ needed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah. Carried Michael back there in that back room with that belt, and he'd work things out.
That's right.
Why are you talking? Work things out.
He
Work
did.
I can't tell you a song that this woman done. I don't think her and I see political views. She was born in 1949. Her first name is Bonnie. And I don't even know what kind of music it is, but I just know her name. Anybody know this woman,
Must be
Bonnie Raitt?
country.
You pronounce it
there's-
Raitt or Riot?
It's
We're going to go
ain't
with
it?
right.
There's a. I know.
I
She's
like-
done
I
a
like
song
her
that I'm
music.
real know.
You do?
Yeah.
I like her music.
What is it?
I can't
Is it
think.
country?
I call it kind of bluesy rock, old
Okay.
bluesy rock
Soul-y
stuff.
kind
Any
Yeah.
kind of music you don't know what it is
Like that
country
real
now.
deep, strong female
Right,
voice. Yeah.
Okay. Do y'all remember watching Entertainment Tonight?
They
You ever
said
seen
Raitt.
that?
Unfortunately, yes.
You remember that? Well,
Yeah, I remember it.
Mary Hart, who used to
Okay.
do that, has a birthday
Yeah.
today. I'd almost forgotten about her. Been a while.
Hope they're saying that her name is Rate.
Rate, R-A-T-E.
R-A-T-E.
Black Velvet. That's what she does.
Well, see, that other girl done that came to Meridian for the Jimmy Rogers Festival. I'll think of it in a minute. Black Velvet, yeah. She was a one-hit wonder.
Maybe it was Bonnie
There's
Raitt.
Van Mack when I need him.
Yeah.
No clue.
It'll come to me in just a little bit. The Ten Commandments happened today. It opened. Do y'all remember this?
Oh, it's like.
Charlton Heston portrayed it. What?
At first, I was like, "This has been around since 457." Scotty Ray.
Couple thousand years.
Where's
We
he
got
getting his information at?
There's going to be some girls some ladies, let me rephrase that now, that remember this guy being on the cover of Teen Beat. I can't name the music that he done, but boy, he was really on it as a heartthrob for young ladies in America. You remember this little move?
No, I don't.
Leif Garrett has a birthday today.
Britches is a little tight.
Was he an actor? Or
No, he was a singer, best child actor, and then became music is what I remember him from.
Must not have been real good.
He needs a haircut.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say something about his hair because you're jealous.
That's exactly.
There's a lot of people. I mean, seriously, he was. I don't know what it was, but he was big then. It was 1965. It would premiere today, and it would cause a lot of clothes to be burned with the iron because they got so involved in what was happening.
I
on
walked
TV.
in Greg's office the other day and he had this episode playing.
That was my grandmother's show. You know, your grandmother always
Yeah.
had a show that Marlena. Remember?
No.
I didn't watch any of it, but it didn't have something about the hands of time.
No,
like
that's a whole
sand
nother-
through an hourglass.
Yeah.
These are the days of our lives.
That's it.
Yeah.
She can remember these
I
things.
was a young and a restless guy.
Yeah, that's what your mom or your grandmother
Mrs.
or whatever
Chancellor.
they followed.
That's
They
right.
were one or the other.
That's right. Victor Newman.
What all? It was
And-
all. What all? It was
Yeah,
Young and
General
Restless.
Hospital, Young and the
Guiding
Restless.
Light, As
Guiding
the World
Light.
Turns.
Yeah. Soap opera.
And then
Yeah.
the other channel was
As
General
the World-
Hospital and Days of Our
And who was
Lives.
the
well, you could turn through the other ones in our house, but Days of Our Lives was.
It was
Which
it.
one was had that Luke and millions of people watched him get married? Who was that? What show was that? I mean, it was like broke the television set. Some
That was
people-
Bold and
Friends,
Beautiful?
wasn't it? Bold and the Beautiful. Look at there.
No, that
I don't
wasn't.
know.
That
I
wasn't-
don't know.
It was Luke and Laura, whatever show that was on when they got
No
married.
clue.
As
I don't either.
times when I didn't identify with this, but a lot of people did because it was a spinoff of 90210. We would then have Melrose Place down the corner.
I know what
Courtney
neither one of
Smith,
them
we'll
was.
call
Yeah.
her. She has a birthday today. But again, that was not my pick of what was going on in America. This is probably one of those that I can hear his nasally little voice coming across the radio on an AM dial. On the road again.
Willie Nelson.
There he is. Willie, it was 1980. Can y'all believe it's been that long? That's 44 years ago.
He's still going.
Yes.
Ain't got but 4 more notes on that bus and it'll be paid for.
I saw him at the Riley Center. What was that? Probably 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I've seen him at the
Yeah.
fairgrounds.
He was-
I've seen
I'm
him at the
like-
show,
And
but
he
I've
was
seen him
kinda
everywhere.
Still
Right.
going. I know.
Okay, I'm getting word, and I don't know much about this. We have a 2-vehicle accident that has happened in front of Northeast High School, possibly entrapment. Briarwood, it's actually at the intersection of Briarwood and Van Zyverden.
Right there
where-
at that 4-way stop.
Right, and let me see here what else we've got about that.
I thought you made them pause between 7 and 8.
I thought they would have, but we got an accident again that's going toward Northeast Briarwood Road. We don't have much more information other than that. Let me see if we've gotten any inboxes over that situation. Nope, we have not. So,
Yeah,
that's
if y'all
where
are
we
going
are.
that way, be careful. That whole intersection, you can get anywhere and everywhere from right there at that 4-way
That's
stop.
right. A lot of traffic goes
A lot of
through there.
traffic.
And it's
Yeah.
somewhere in between there and Northeast High School. So caution, it could be there. Let's go back to 84. This girl, a little good news today. Anybody remember that? Brian Gumble talking about the.
Well, I know exactly. I know the song.
I remember her, but I don't remember that song unless
Oh, yeah.
somebody sung
It was her biggest one there. All we need is a little good news
Is
today.
she
won-
from Canada? Ain't
She
she
is.
Yeah.
She had the thing that brought her over. She did make it to the title album of Urban Cowboy. Could I have this dance for the rest of my life?
Oh yeah.
And she was pop before that, and she kind of moved into country after that. That little good news today was her best day. The only time I've ever seen this guy was they done halftime of the Super Bowl, and I leaned into the TV and went, "What is that? I don't get it. I don't get it." A guy named Bruno Mars has a birthday today. Anybody know him?
I
Have you- well,
do.
heck
I've seen
yeah,
him
he's got
live in
good
concert, and he is. I've said
Yes.
this for years since I saw him that you don't have to like his music to go to one of his concerts. He puts on a show. He's very musically
Is he
talented.
energetic?
Uptown
Yeah.
Funk. Where
Yes.
that's him. Okay, I heard that. 'Cause
Yeah, no, he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun to see.
We've got to get y'all away from just country, and that's all y'all
Yeah.
know.
No.
Y'all's genre
No, you
is-
don't.
is
No, you
out.
don't.
He is a musician and an entertainer.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't have to like that specific music to.
I just knew it
somebody to put on
mentioned
a show.
Mississippi and Jackson, Mississippi. And
Yeah.
Uptown. That's the only reason I know that.
Y'all's
Yeah.
genre is lost right now, anyway.
I remember this as though that were yesterday. This guy would come to Nashville.
Nobody will hear that mess.
They messing with you.
That's
This guy
fine.
went to Nashville. He recorded an album and it flopped. It went nowhere. He would go to a resort and washing dishes to make it during the day and then go play the scenes at night. The second release of this, it would hit the same song. Last night I dug your picture out from my
Randy
old-
Travis.
There you go with digging up a bone. It worked that time. And y'all got to remember, this was during a transition where country was trying to go pop.
Oh yeah.
He comes out and it just goes whoop. It changed
Operator, please connect me.
back.
Yeah.
Well, they need another one to change
82.
it back around.
Yeah, they need something other than my speakers go boom boom.
I don't think we can fix it now, and I honestly believe that. And you want to know why? Because the people that lead Nashville now came from that other side of the tracks,
Well-
and they don't know.
Nope. And the whole and you know better than anyone, the whole way things are done is not done. You know, there's no more airplay.
Yeah.
No more, you know, hey, I got a disc jockey and so's got a big station. I can push this and get him to
Yep.
play it. Everything's played on a computer from somewhere else. I mean,
Still on radio, and let me warn you that it's 4 to 5 people who control what's on your radio. They're called consultants. And if you don't make their list, well, and you know what? America got tired of that, and they don't listen to radio anymore because they get it from their phone. They pick their own stuff. You 5 people ruined the industry. That's my 2 cents.
I like my XM though. 5 Christmas stations, might I add.
There you are. It's on, isn't
Country
it?
Christmas. That's excellent, excellent, excellent.
Let's go back to the soundtrack of Top Gun. Do y'all remember that?
No.
I can't remember the exact word before it gets up to the chorus, but it
I'm
was.
not bitter. I just don't
People are literally
remember it.
saying smile, Greg. It ain't just me. Golly.
Top Gun was
You
Did you
take
eat your
my
little
breath
Debbie
away.
this morning?
Berlin.
Did you eat your little Debbie this morning?
No, I had a pork
That's
chop.
a pork chop
he
for
had a
breakfast.
big Debbie.
A big Deborah.
Big Deborah. Yeah.
I actually had a leftover pork chop and a
I thought you were kidding.
Did you keep that
cold
in your
Diet
glove?
Coke.
Did you have that in your glove compartment?
No, I didn't, Odie.
Did it have a bone? You eat it just
did.
like
Just hold on to it while you
It
drive.
did.
just drive.
It was.
When you're hungry.
Driving the 45 minutes to
and it
Scotty
might-
Ray's at 4 a.m.
Well,
and
you
eat
got
a pork chop.
time to cook pork chops on the way up here. I
Had
mean,
a bowl of gravy over in his cup. We can dip it.
but doesn't it amaze you that your dog never gets up? You know, somebody, you can go in and out of the house, you can do whatever you want to, but you go to open that Ziploc bag, sucker standing right there beside you.
It's like a piece of cheese being peeled, that wrapper. Yeah, I agree with that. 1995, he would have another hit. And I know he's not Greg's not a fan of this guy. We know this before. 1995, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Tim
Yeah,
McGraw.
whatever.
He went number 1 today.
It's not Merle. He ain't interested.
He ain't into it. Let's see what happened. It would be 1994 that this guy would go from a variety show. It was somebody from the Dukes of Hazzard done it also, but this guy would be the first to go from actor to politician.
When he stood by his wife, he was on a box.
He had to.
Because when you saw him in person, you said, "Whew, I never thought he was that
Ben
short."
Jones, Cooter.
That was on the Duke side. But as we go to the first guy that done it, it was Sonny Bono.
Oh, yeah.
What we got? We got something that's been delivered.
Hand delivered.
Wait a minute, that ain't ticking, is it?
From the
A
city.
package. Hey, let me turn this around now. A package has
Yeah,
been
if it's
delivered.
if it's
From the
to
mayor's
you,
office or something. I don't know.
If I need to be this close or not.
It says, Scotty, at your crime scenes, please don't forget to duck. Thanks for all you do, Scotty Ray. The Crosses, Allen and Rose, and the Martin community. Every day we watch you on YouTube, your viewers.
oh, that's cute.
Hey, look at there.
Now, that's cool.
That's really cool. So you got a beard and
Cowboy rubber
everything.
ducky. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to put that on the desk. We do
You need to-
appreciate
you need,
that.
No, you need to put that in the
On
front
the
of
dash.
your dash, like the
Okay.
Jeep drivers do.
Well, we'll put that.
That goes in your vehicle.
He's
You
got
can exchange with a
that
23-year-old
is
Tahoe
just-
there
that
on
is
any
just
others
way
on the
too-
road.
And
but-
thank y'all for sending that.
Did y'all notice that duck's got a gray beard, too?
I know, that's cute.
That's pretty good. Do y'all remember Sonny Bono? Do y'all remember
Yes.
him?
Didn't he die
Yeah.
in a plane crash?
No,
Cher's wife.
it was a tree.
Skiing
Cher's
accident.
husband.
Skiing. That's right. John,
I like the He hit a tree.
I don't know if he's washing clothes or I don't know what he was doing over there.
Because there was a joke going around after that, and I said it on air. I'll never forget it. Somebody got mad at me over
Yeah,
that.
you can't make jokes when people
Yeah, it
die.
was after the fact, but we won't repeat it. So we'll. It was 1922. The guy that
2020.
2020. Duh,
No
missed it
wonder
there.
we can't get any of these answers. We got
we get
you got
close.
the years a
It
little.
doesn't, what does
It
it
went
matter?
in 22. I don't know.
This is one of
Details.
those- I rate this show over my head because I can't answer a question with,
We really narrowed
with
it
a
down.
sentence. It lost me.
Jeopardy.
Yeah. And
Okay. What is
Trebek.
Jeopardy?
I can't do that. My brain does not function that
All
way.
you do is say what is in front of whatever the answer was going to
No,
be.
I'm with Richard Dawson over there. Come on over here, sugar. You got a kiss for
How
me?
many
What do you-
people did he kiss?
He had some funky disease, didn't
Yeah, he did.
he? they would probably sue him now.
Oh yeah,
no, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what was wrong with it, really? I mean, most of them liked it.
You know, he didn't force him.
It's the ones that didn't. That's what's wrong. That's the part.
I guess you didn't have to. I didn't see any men
Yes.
kiss him.
I mean,
No.
Just saying. And this is more of a statement. I didn't know this. As we all watch Bonanza, boy, that was one of my favorites.
Excellent show. Excellent show.
Little Joe, at the age of 20, I was reading this morning. Did you know that he had to start dyeing his hair at 20 because he was going gray? I had no clue.
so
Stress and anxiety and hard work.
And then you get into
I'm
this.
only
What happened to
24.
you?
I'm only 24.
Me too, right?
Adam and Hoss, of course, were Lauren Green's or Paul's sons. Did you know that there was only 13 years separating them? So they had to
Between
make,
Lauren Green and
Yeah.
Pernell Roberts.
yeah, so they had to make Lauren look a little bit older and a little bit wiser in the role to be the dad there. I just found that interesting there that went on there with Bonanza.
It's as bad as Fonzie dating Marion.
Yeah, it was.
Boy, that just
Yeah, it threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
or Mrs. Brady
Ms. Bray. Yeah.
doing some wild stuff with Greg
No.
in the back seat.
Yeah.
Boy,
Horrible.
look at that face.
I'm
she's
just
got.
not. Anyway,
You learn these
I'm
things.
riding this one out like till this subject is over.
I had another point, and I can't remember what it was.
He got distracted.
Yeah, he's squirrel. No.
Brady Bunch got his mind.
Mrs. Brady.
That's funny.
Yeah, we won't even talk.
Yeah, look, moving
let's
on.
just roll on.
Didn't
Yeah.
she do the Triscuit commercial?
She done a lot of things.
She played in
Greg.
Airplane,
A
too. You
tisket.
remember that?
Was the nun up at the front of the plane?
Yeah. She talked jive to the.
Roger. Over under.
That was funny. I don't care who you were. We'll be right back. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Welcome back, and let me say this as...
She was asleep, I'm sorry.
Did you have your head down?
Yeah.
Did you get that? Did we bore you?
She was just napping.
She's just looking at
Power
us.
nap.
As we move to a more serious note right now, as we brought up, there's been an accident Van Zyverden Road. This would go right past Taylor's Pack Sec. It's got a new name. And Randy's, I think, is what it is now, as you go through the four-way stop there where the volunteer fire department is.
Yep.
Soon as you get through that, we've got an accident. I'm getting word that both drivers were trapped in the accident. Here's a look at the scene. And this is, I don't want anybody panicking. This is not going to show anybody's car or anything like that. This is what we're looking at as we see the roadway is blocked.
Yeah.
Please avoid the area for the time being, please. These men and women, they working to try to get this cleared up and help these people.
Keep them safe. That's in between the four-way and Northeast School. And that's one of those bad areas because that dotted line in the middle is your city-county line. If you're on the left as the picture goes, you're in the city. If you're on the right, you're in the county.
And they working hard to get this cleared up. There's not a lot of area right there to turn around to go. You don't need, if you want to do something, stop and pray.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
So as we get more information on that, we will get that information to you there. I want to remind everybody about 9:30 this morning out at Southeast. They're going to have their veterans program.
That's awesome. Algie Davis does a phenomenal job.
So make sure to attend that. They do. At 1:30 this afternoon out at the East Mississippi Veterans, they're at the airplane. They're going to have their ceremony at 1:30 this afternoon.
Now, where is that?
By the airport, you know, where
Where they just put that airplane up.
As you go into the key field,
Correct.
186, is that right?
Right. They're going to have the ceremony there. And then Monday, we'll tell you all about the activities. City Hall is going to be closed on Monday. With all that being said, it makes you think of the holidays and things that are coming. And to make a pecan pie,
you got to go to Mathis.
You got to have the right stuff.
Hey, I went in there the other day, and it brought back so many childhood memories of the holidays. Just cases of what. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this, Julia.
It's a pecan.
Satsumas, is that the right?
That's some wrestlers, right?
Yeah, I call But they got cases of them stacked up. The Brazil nuts, almonds, peanuts. You remember as a kid, everybody's grandma had the
You had
fruit
trays
basket.
of peanuts out.
Yes, had all kind of stuff. It was just they were picking out fresh pecans. They got all your pecans. They got everything. If you last minute deal going to a Christmas party or something, you need a basket. Call Lisa will make you up a basket with preserves or whatever. Good folks, it put me in the Christmas spirit.
I mean, look how passionate he gets talking about nuts.
Look at they got the cotton blues cheesecake.
All you got to do is say food. It doesn't matter.
I know, he just lights up.
I do. They got the fresh milk chocolate.
When I found
milk.
out he wasn't coming, my catering bill went down 20%.
I'll tell you, they got some good groceries now.
You know, another thing that's going to be going on tomorrow morning, we don't want to let anybody forget this, but mistletoe is going to be taking place.
Again, Christmas.
Yeah, right at...
Merry Christmas, Julia. I love it. I can't help it.
All this shopping's going, well, keep going with that.
Northcrest Baptist Church is where it's going to be. Come on out with that. It's going to kick off tomorrow morning at 8.
Mistletoe Marketplace thing?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Northcrest Church there in North Hills.
It's going to be good. I hope you can make it out and attend that with them. Another big thing that I wanted to mention was, this was a friend of mine forever. He's coming back to town. And for the folks in Collinsville, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. A good friend of mine that used to do a thing with me on the radio called A Minute with Brother Ennis. Anybody remember that?
Yep.
He's coming back to do a church. He's going to be preaching in Collinsville this week. I spoke to him yesterday, right in front of the bank. Brother Ennis said, I think he just turned 85.
Oh, wow.
And although he retired from his own church, he goes, I preach somewhere every Sunday.
Oh, really?
And he's coming back to Collinsville. It's been 22 years since he moved away to be with his son in Tennessee. He's coming back to do the services there at, I believe it's Crossview Church of God. It's the old church. Can't miss it there in Collinsville on Church Road. 10:30 a.m. Sunday morning if you can come out and see Brother Ennis. Good fella.
Wow.
Did you say pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan. It ain't a
Pecan
pecan.
is what them peas is in at the grocery store.
That's north of the Mason-Dixon that
That's
said.
exactly pecan. Ooh, they
You'll
good.
watch 'em.
Pecan is something you take hunting with.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
I
right.
agree.
On the way, we'll change the subject to the Christmas tree lighting. That's going to be happening December the 3rd, downtown Meridian at 6 p.m. If
That's
you'd like
always
to.
fun.
It is. It is. Used to get hot chocolate. I don't know if they still do that or not.
Now, is that the day of the parade, or is that is it a different day? Because, we had some confusion last year at the Christmas tree lighting about, I don't think there was that many people showed up or something.
Yeah.
We got our dates, something.
Well, what happened was there's a Meridian, Idaho, and they made a post, and everybody thought it was
Shared
Meridian.
it. That actually happens more than City Hall. I bet you every day somebody calls them to deal with their water bill, and they sit there, have a conversation for a few minutes, and they're like, "Oh, I thought I was calling Meridian, Idaho."
Now that you bring it up, Greg,
The
we'll just
601 should have gave that away.
I know.
here we go. This is the parade here from the city of Meridian.
That's fun. That's
Whoville.
cool.
December the 7th is when that's going to happen.
This
and
is December. Oh, the deadline is Monday, December 2nd to enter.
so come on out for that, and we got to put our entry in, and everybody here.
Yeah, everybody needs to sign up.
So
Yeah,
you got to be there to be in the parade.
Yeah. I wonder
Whoville.
who you're
Let
gonna
me
be.
think who you would play the best to play.
Who's going to be the best?
Let me tell you a
Cindy?
list of things that are not going to happen. That.
We had gunfire reported in the 4600 block of Valley Street last night. No injuries. But again, it did happen last night.
They could have been rabbit hunting.
And let me ask this: we got a test coming up that I think you wanted to tell everybody about, Odie.
Yeah, this particular one's going to be on November 15th out at NAS. So if you hear sirens out that way, they're doing a test. And yesterday we did some in Lauderdale County. Depending on what we got going on today, we may do some more today. But we are running some tests on all our sirens. So if you hear that, we call dispatch, let them know. We let Scotty Ray put it on there. We get with everybody to try and push that information out. But let me go ahead and say that those are considered life-saving emergency pieces of equipment. Don't tamper with them. And
there's a hidden message here. Go ahead and spit it out.
People's been climbing up there and stealing some of our equipment.
That ain't good.
That's not a good thing to do. And if and when, or we'll just say when we catch whoever's doing this, I hope because of what that's used for, it's a felony that puts many years on you. So
we might send Mike Myers out to handle it.
Sometimes natural selection might take care of it.
You're exactly right.
You're pretty pathetic if you stealing from an emergency siren. I'm sorry. You're hitting the bottom of the barrel, dude.
Yeah. That's sorry.
We need to point out we're not to drink coffee and drive this morning. Let me show you a picture here. This could turn out bad for you.
This morning.
Don't be.
I thought your shirt looked like that.
Don't beat me.
It matched those concrete pouring boots.
You hit that going 20, your coffee's going all over you. And the street is kind of back open there. They've been, I don't know exactly.
I feel like it's kind of back open, but I rode through there yesterday evening. It's not a smooth ride, but they'll get it fixed up.
I was just bragging on the streets.
That's why you got to be patient. They got it back open so that you don't have to go around, and then they'll get it smoothed out. Just
The
give them a
faster
minute.
people pack it down, the faster
Yeah,
they
you
can
drive
get
over
there
it a few times.
So
it's had to have several.
I'm just saying, you got a little extra weight in your vehicle than I do.
I'll go by and pick up Ward.
You go pick up Ward.
A chubby Ward. That's only Scotty Ray's the only one that's got pictures of chubby
This
Ward.
is back open. We were riding through last night. They had a little event downtown last night. It lasted through 10. If you were wondering why are they blocking off the street, that's what it was.
they had an event.
It was a lot of the downtown businesses, they did their open house, and it was like a sipping shop that Matt at the EMBDC downtown Main Street organized. They advertised it. I saw it. I got several invitations to it from different downtown shops and stuff, and saw it on their social media.
I didn't hear it on the Scotty Ray Report.
They were
so I didn't know
targeting
anything about
shoppers, so it might not have gotten in your
So
algorithm.
if you don't already shop in there, they don't want you to come down there.
No, that's not it.
Don't
There was a lot of people there.
Don't bring in new customers. Let's keep the same old.
That is
what's
not
the algorithm?
an algorithm.
Yeah,
I'll explain it to you off air.
I ain't got no rhythm. I'm the whitest white guy in the world.
Right,
No
okay.
rhythm. None. Zero.
You've basically gotten it figured out.
I like
But you
Steve
can't
Martin
roll.
on the jerk.
Oh, you remind me of Pickard and
man.
Bowden. You know the song I'm talking about? Hey, this is one of the hardest work. I bump into this lady. I can't tell you how many times a day because she's constantly jumping out of her patrol car and working. Haddix, Officer Haddix. Let's show here. We had an incident here.
3 cars.
3 cars all piled up there.
Somebody stopped and somebody didn't.
That's what
Two
it.
people stopped.
Yeah.
Somebody.
And boy, some major damage to that Tahoe. I'm gonna go ahead and say that one's totaled out. It's not gonna be fixable there. That and pretty bad
We
damage.
all thought
up
that
there.
about yours a couple of months
Oh, he
ago.
was over
but
there getting parts off that Chevrolet. See, hey,
he's gathering them up out of the streets.
I need that window regulator. Mine don't work in wet weather.
If y'all see these officers and these deputies out there, I tell you the best thing you can do because of hard work that they do, take them a nice cold Coca-Cola.
Well, there you go.
Because that will hit the spot every single
No,
time.
some
and
of them
make
like
them
Diet
feel
Mountain
better.
Dew.
No,
We're going. No, they get maybe a Diet Coke because of Greg.
That's
but,
right.
Ice
That's
cold
number one.
Coca-Cola.
Okay, I got you.
Man, that
But-
is the best thing in the world. It'll liven you up.
refreshing.
Refreshing.
I'm gonna still want a Scotty Ray's. He's got
got
the glass bottle
Bottle
Coca-Cola, which is the far
Oh.
superior Coke to all other Cokes.
Well, you need to stay on carpet with it in case you drop it.
In case I drop it.
Need to break glass.
I like to see things like this. I got a message that these folks were out spreading the good word yesterday, and I always like to see the Cathedral
Yeah, that's
Assembly of
good.
God. Little drive-through prayer there yesterday up by Wally World.
Stop and we'll pray for you.
Amen.
We'll pray with
I
you.
love that.
Yep.
It's nice to see folks still do that and not ashamed of being religious. And I want to be point blank on that. Let's see here what else is going on. There was a few points that we hadn't made here. We talked about, no, we haven't. Not since you've been on the show. As we go back to our political analyst. Let me hit the camera here. There you are.
Yes. Woo us, oh wise one.
What do you see coming out of Jackson, Mississippi, as we start to see indictments of the mayor and the accusations of $50,000 bribe that they say is on video?
I mean, they set him up. And I mean, it was a concerted effort that they made up this false company. They came in. Something tells me they had information about something else that made them do this whole operation.
You wouldn't do it just to be doing it.
And usually when the feds do things like this, they everything's clean and it's
Dot their I's
Yeah. So it'll just be they've got to show, and I'm not an attorney, but quid pro quo, that he paid for something to happen in return, that he used his authority that was given to him by the people that elected him for his own personal financial gain, which you're not allowed to do. And so I just hope I like to see the judicial system play out. And
Julie, how many people
if he's guilty, he needs
tied to this now?
I mean, Jody Owens is the DA, and there's some details about how he would mix in the money with drug buy money that they have and didn't keep the money at his house. He seems to be pretty thick in it, is what how the indictment reads. But then from there, Angelique Lee, which is city councilwoman, she's already stepped down and taken her plea and said, I think she sang like a little bird and said, "This is what I did." And I think it appears that she was just like, "I'm avoiding jail time. I'm not going to do well in prison. So what do y'all need to know?" Is what is how it reads. And there's going to be others. I mean, you can't do, but it appears that those are the three main ones: the mayor and the DA and that councilwoman.
The longer this goes on, the more that's going to be uncovered.
Right. And if they did what they're saying that they did, then they need to be held accountable. And it holds them accountable, but it also any of those elected officials out there that is wondering, should I take this or
Maybe I
do
need to stay over
this,
here.
or am I, am I being too heavily influenced by a vendor? Or are they doing too much for me? Then just don't do it. It makes it real simple.
If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
You got that right.
That guy's not giving you $10,000 to buy cookies from your kids.
That's right.
My saying is always, it just doesn't look good. It's not going to read well. Don't do it.
Y'all remember that scene from Shawshank Redemption where he got that pie?
Yeah.
He didn't want him to get that contract. He wanted that contract for
for the road work. I can't compete with you. You got all this free labor. My wife baked you this pie.
I sure did.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be busy that week.
Yeah.
I think that's how that ended. We got more on the way as we travel along through this morning. We'll be right back. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
As we talk about homes, look at this beautiful home that's listed here at Snowden and Company. Are you looking for one? Only thing missing is bring your own flag. We'll get you fixed up here in no time flat. Look at this beautiful,
They
beautiful.
have a big old nice flagpole.
Yeah.
I love a flagpole.
A nice kitchen as we go down the hallways to take a look at this. Matter of fact, you can look at, boy, what a colorful, what do you call that? The
shower curtain.
Shower curtain. I couldn't get it out. Lots of it. And they call this.
I know.
We're carrying
We
this
call
whole
that a
team on our
ceiling
back.
fan.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Julia, what do you call this with the roof that doesn't, as a name for it?
Tray ceiling?
There it is. We don't know Trey, but we understand that he came out and look at that, all over that. And you call that a garden tub, don't you?
Yeah, but it's in the house.
That is not.
Ain't a
We
flower
have an interior
around.
design by Scotty Ray.
Do you call that garden tub?
I don't think that's a garden tub. I think of with the claw feet. Isn't that?
No, that's clawfoot
That's a
tub.
clawfoot tub.
Okay. I don't know.
That
I'm
is
not
a
really
garden
into
tub.
interior design.
I
See this.
don't get the window though.
Amanda will take care of
You
you.
don't want to look out the window.
Well, the window,
It was
everybody
frosted.
does that to
Frosted.
where you can't see in.
Yeah.
But it
it's
gives
probably
you
a little
light.
higher over there.
Gives you light inside is the reason they do that. But
Greg
it's
would have
cloudy.
to drag a ladder with him. That's why
How are you
he
going to sunbathe?
Well, you have to go outside to do that. You got a backyard to handle that.
He don't do that
You'll see it all there. Talk to Amanda, 416-2747. She'll help you out there. Many, many other homes to choose from as you'll look at all their listings there. Land to houses, so many to choose from. Call them today.
And she'll help you sell your house too,
Sure
not
will.
just buy. She'll get it out there where people will see it.
That's
You
what
know
it's
that
all
house
about.
can be naked bathing there.
Snowden and Company.
Maybe where Naked Man lives.
Well, man,
You never know. So see it today. They'll help you out in anything you need when it comes to your home there. Where was it this morning that I was trying to find it? We know in the end that it's going to happen, but I saw maybe it was CNN or maybe NBC this morning that had already called Nevada for Trump. Now,
Yeah.
as we look at this, Fox News has still not done that as we look at their polls. At this point, they're saying Arizona is 76% in, leaning 52%, and it has 11 votes that would go in his column. As we look at the final state there, 95% leaning here, Nevada, and that's why the other one probably went ahead and called it.
Yeah.
50% chance of him getting that. He's in the lead on that.
well, that night with CNN, that as the two analysts were sitting there talking, one of their lady analysts broke into their picture frame and said, "Look, I just want to let you know that in I believe it was Pennsylvania, or it may have been Georgia. It was one of the two. Trump is ahead by 118,000 votes, and there's only 108,000 that have not been counted. There's no way she can win if she got 100% of what's left over." Well, when she said that, the other two guys was like, "Oh, well, see, what they're doing is when they ask them how many have
They're
you not
rounding it
counted,
up, yeah.
we're rounding it up, where they said 20,000 when it was actually about 28,000. And she
In other words,
busted
if we
them over.
find a truck with 130,000
Right. Y'all hurry
ballots
up and
in it,
drive
it'll
faster.
work.
And she said, no, you don't understand.
It's over.
That 108,000 is exactly what they've got left to count.
Yeah.
And he's 118 ahead. There's no way she can win, and the air just
Julia,
went right out of it.
as we go back to this map, as we talk, what on here? As you went to the convention, we
yeah.
didn't get to go. We got to see pictures, and we lived it through Julia at the convention. that she saw.
She woos us with her intellect.
As we,
I mean,
what do
there's
you-
several surprises. I mean, there, like Wisconsin was one that you're hoping to get. Pennsylvania's one you're hoping to get.
He got
Nevada was
40.
one. Didn't a few weeks ago we wouldn't have thought that it was going to work out. It appears that it will. And look. 4 years ago, 2 years ago, in different national races, the red waves come. Nobody talked about it ahead of time, but it came, and it's a red wave of people just the country spoke up very loud that they wanted change.
But now I hope and pray. You got it now. Do something with it. You know what I'm saying? You've got the Senate. I'm assuming got the House. I'm not sure on that one.
You got the court, the Senate, fixing to have the
It's your
House and the
now it's on
presidency.
you.
I don't
Show
want
us what you can do.
no excuses. Do something with it. Impress us.
Now, if you remember now, each one of us, when Trump first won, they did have that for the first 2 years, but no one would work with Trump within the party. That's a different
I do feel like there's a
scene.
different tone and sentiment now
they
than
had
it
the
was
Senate.
then.
Well,
didn't have the
everybody
House.
sees that we were like a drowning nation, grasping. You know what I'm saying? And
This is something.
they better do something.
When you go into an office that you've never held before, there's not a manual you pick up off the wall and say this is how you do it.
Step one.
So when you're coming into a second term, whether you took 4 years off between or not, you've got to know how to run that office better and work with people better. And it's just you should be able to do it. You've learned some lessons, and I think that I'm hoping that the American people see a good benefit from. We've got someone experienced has done it before, and so I expect a lot out of this administration.
What were you going to say?
No, I totally agree with that, which is seldom that I agree with her, but I mean, I totally agree. They need to show up and show out right now. And I'm sorry, we got, my opinion, we got the favor of the Lord here. People pray this in, and you know, don't disrespect it or turn your back on it, brother.
Now, as you look at this, has this ever happened to where there were two attempts on someone running for president? Has that ever happened before?
Not that I can think of. I mean,
there was some people that
not while they're
wanted to get
running.
there.
Yeah.
If you'll remember that last one, I remember Jensen Franklin being a part of it, to where he's got what you'd call prayer warriors.
Yeah.
That he circles with pastors across the United States. And it says every denomination that you can think of. There's a lot of prayer going up toward Washington. And let me remind you, for those that say, well, Donald Trump is not a Christian fella. He hadn't lived as... God uses people, folks. He uses a common Joe sometimes to do his work. Am I right?
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
exactly right.
So,
amen.
I think Israel has a friend now, and I was really, really worried that the United States was leaning to, because as you look at Congress, we had so many people going in there that didn't have the faith that average America had. I see a change coming now to where before I was feeling we were fixing to turn our back.
Yep.
Ukraine may have some issues going on. And am I wrong? Y'all correct me here. When we give to nations,
Be glad to.
Endless money, and we have given it. Should they not give us something in return, like oil rights?
They never have.
But when do we go, wait a minute, you're not going to pay us back ever, so we need this in return for helping?
How
Is
much?
it that time?
Every time we have a disaster, how much aid do you see being
There
flown
wasn't
in
none
over
on these
here?
last ones.
I mean, it never fails. I mean, and that's like, you know, you had to get my pressure up. That's just like all the money we spent in Iraq. I'm sorry. When I left Iraq, there would have been an American flag. That would have been the next state of the United States. That's my oil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I ain't paying you for nothing.
I agree with that statement.
But all of these countries are going to feel bad right now because Trump's going to tell them to drink their oil. We don't need it, baby. We finna drill for, what do you say, frack, baby, frack, drill, baby, drill.
baby, drill.
And when they're having to eat that oil, they'll think twice.
I agree with that statement.
I will say that, it appears that there's large countries in this world that just say, well, it's okay if our defense isn't what it needs to be because America's going to
United States will be here to protect us.
And that's not fair to, and how do you fix that? And we are the largest democracy.
NATO.
We've got, I know, but
to where, if you remember, he before said, if you don't pay, then, well, we're not going to help.
Yeah.
You pay your fair share.
Right.
And I think that's only right.
Did you see what he had told, I believe, the president of Mexico? Said, if you don't stop with these drugs coming into our country, the illegals coming into our country, I'm going to pull, I forgot what % tariff on everything.
24%.
I'm going to shut everything down if you don't.
It gets attention, doesn't it?
It absolutely, and it's something else too, and I'm just being honest. Bush, Biden, I don't care. Clinton, they could say something and nobody would be, don't worry about that. Donald Trump's like Ronald Reagan. If he says he's kicking your butt at 2:30, you get ready at 2:30. You got a butt whooping coming. And I mean, it ain't no item on count to 3. No.
Well, a lot of these companies realize that it will be cheaper for them to come back to the United States.
That's right.
Open their business back up, put Americans back to work, and their products won't have to pay 20% tariff. And that's what Trump's doing. You remember when it was one of these air conditioning companies said, well, we're going to move to Mexico. And Trump says, you know what? I used to use those air conditioners.
No.
I won't anymore. And they said, you know what? Maybe we're going to just
It's
stay
looking
right
a little
here.
better in this
Hold on a
neighborhood,
minute. We're
ain't
just
it?
going.
Yeah.
We're not going nowhere.
One final question on this.
Yeah, I got a 8:45 appointment.
Okay. All right. One final question.
Today or tomorrow?
Where y'all pouring concrete at?
Green side up.
I have on boots and gray. I had a moment.
We had a Nancy Sinatra moment. These boots were made for walking, and they're gonna.
I just wondered how deep it was going to get with the height
Well, there's
of
a
those
couple
boots.
people that done say she's done walked all Greg a couple of times today.
My final question or point on this is, and y'all agree on this. He made a statement this morning that came out in headlines nationwide. We all know that our borders have been open, and he made a statement. It doesn't matter the cost. If you're illegal, we're coming to get you and deport you.
Look at what it's already cost us.
He's saying that basically that all of this is, if we don't stop it now, it's going to cost us
It'll
more.
cost us more in the long run if you don't do this. You know what I'm saying?
That shingle
and they're not
just
going to
blew
get
off.
all of them. They won't. There's no way to get all of them. But it will cost us more in the long run if they don't.
So that's final thoughts on that. Birthdays. What do we have over here, Odie?
We got something over here. Let's see. LaWanda Gardner's got a birthday today. Jeremy West, Gavin Alexander, Lauren Luce, Bradley Scott, Denise Cheney, Kara Godwin, Jace Slayton, 13 years old today, and James Smith, 18 years old today.
Has
Don't
anybody
forget.
ever put like funny names in there? Made y'all say on?
Yeah. His name's Anthony Chancellor,
Yeah.
Sheriff of
Big
Clark
Chief
County
Lots
over
of
there.
Feathers in
Yes.
Clark County got Odie all tangled up one morning. Yeah, that was kind of funny. It was funny.
Don't forget about this coming up tomorrow. It's going to happen in Collinsville there, a benefit car show. It kicks off first, second, third place entries there. Come on out. We've had a lot of car shows that benefit someone.
Go by.
Have you
That's
got-
a friend of mine, and he's a good guy.
Have we got a word to leave us on there?
Yeah, let's see. We're going to go to Philippians 2, verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves. You know, before we just fly off the end on a lot of things, we do need to invite God to come into our life and ask Him how to allow us to intervene in the situation. Always saying a prayer and inviting Him into our life will always give us the best lead forward. You saw what He's done for our country. Imagine what He can do for us individually. Praise Him.
Just got a note from the Newton County Sheriff's Department. As we mentioned, we had 2 people that were still wanted. We have had one come in. Jeffrey has come in and turned himself in. So they're no longer looking for that. And I had a note, State Boulevard extension near Highway 19. A puppy dog that was missing has been located. That
Awesome.
No, he's
Too quick.
Too soon.
he's deceased. If you've been looking for your
That's
pup,
sad.
it is. And let me
So
describe.
sad.
Wow.
So sad.
Let's see. This is a brown and white, stocky, medium-sized male pup. Looks to be mixed. He's so I hate to word it. There's just no other way to put it. And we had hope there.
Well,
coming
at
from Greg.
least you got closure. You know, you're not
Yes.
worried. I mean, that's sad, though. I mean,
It is.
So we're thinking of that. Again, we thank everyone for being a part of this. Julia, thank you for coming in with your boots today. We've really all enjoyed it.
them boots are made for walking.
I'm gonna tell you what they're about to do.
Boots are made for stomping.
That's not that kind of show. Y'all have a great weekend. We love y'all. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Keep watching.
We'll be back bright and early Monday. We'll see you out at Southeast School.